Hello, welcome back. As you may have heard in my preseason interview, my friends think I'm insane. Isn't that crazy? A crazy person couldn't make this. So, here we go. As you can see, I've plotted out a lot. A lot's at stake, a lot's going on. So let's get to the bottom of it, eh? Here we go. Right over here, we have Zeleny. Here we have me, pretty much at the top, and Austin. Probably two of the most smart and powerful people in this game. Then we have Erica and Mike. Mike below Erica because multiple people have told me that Mike doesn't have a brain, which is really rude because I think Mike is special. I think he's great. I think he's a fun guy. But anyway, him and Erica are tight. So the colored stuff, Zeleny, in the green is going to signify the specific tribal makeup, kind of more of the voting blocks rather than the individual relationships. Individual relationships are really signified through the black lines, which not all of them are because their tribe has more individual lines that I'm not quite sure of. So who's tight with who quite yet, but I am sure of a couple of things. So we're going to put it out there. First, let's look at Zeleny. Now, as you know, in the first tribe breakdown, on the first tribal council, Aaron went home. Well, before Aaron went home, there was a 6. The 6 did not include Megan. It was me, Austin, Erica, Megan, and Mike and Aaron. I may have said someone's name twice, but it was 6. And then when Aaron went home, that 6 broke up into more of Addie and Megan weren't at that tribal council, so I did all the damage control, henceforth creating a 4. A 4 as in, that's what they're telling me. Out of that 4, there is a 5. That's when you add Megan. That's the 5. And then out of the 6, and then if you're looking at a bigger 6, who we want to pull on as the 4 or the 5, that would be Addie, because we can trust Addie. Addie was one of the ones who saw Erica find the idol, which is signified right here in green, idol. And so that makes her, we can't just be mean to her or she'll go tell other people. And I wouldn't want to be mean to her because I am tight with Addie. I am tight with Megan. I have individual relationships with both. I have an individual relationship with Derek. I saved Derek the first week, and henceforth Derek is indebted to me, and I am the only one who knows he found the idol. Now he thinks it's the real idol. It's fake. He found my fake. I let him right to it, and henceforth he trusts me. So I've reached out to Derek, but I don't have a relationship with Derek yet, so he's kind of an unknown. I've reached out to Mitchell a ton, but I wouldn't say we really have a bond because Mitchell's kind of a wild card right over here. Big question mark. I wish he was more of a player right now, but I could. And then Geneva, I've reached out individually in FaceTime Geneva. Geneva seems like she's going to work with me if she makes it through this Saturday. Keep in mind, we are January 31st. Tomorrow is the 4th tribal council where Maroon 9 will vote off one of these lovely faces. It'll probably be Daisy, Geneva, or Mitchell. I'm hoping it's Mitchell because another boy gone, no skin off my back, and I know that I can't rely on Mitchell. He doesn't tell me anything. He's not nice to me, and he's just generally hard to work with. Maybe outside, if we tribe swapped into tribes and we were on the same tribe, he'd be more communicative or helpful, but I doubt it. He's just difficult. So I'd rather have him gone when I could use, because I can use Daisy. Everyone knows Daisy has an idol. Daisy gave me the clue. We'll get to that in a second. But Geneva's great. Geneva's nice. If I'm going to take noble, great, nice people to the, just a little bit farther in this game, or just people who I know that I can befriend, who will have qualms about voting me out as a fellow nice person, that's important. So back to that. And then as you can see, it looks like one of those three are gonna go home because with my conversation with Jack and I have a tie, as you can see, a very overarching tie, because our tie will probably decide who wins this game, depending on if we break it, if we're true to it, what we do with it. It will, I think that is the climax of this season, is our relationship. It's the, what's it called? The linchpin. It's the linchpin. Jack and I are the linchpin. Put that as your title for this episode. No, just for your information. And then we've got, so Jack wants to keep around Andrew and Eli. I suspect, and I think he kind of hinted onto it, because they are kind of shields for him. Two guys like that, I can, and in my defenses, if I'm trying to protect Jack, I can usually say, hey guys, let's not vote off Jack right now. Let's vote off Eli. Eli's the bigger threat. Eli's more charismatic. Eli's more nice. People would vote for Eli. You know, he's just, yeah. And then Andrew, I don't see Andrew as more of a threat than Jack, but I want to work with Jack. So I feel, you know, and then there's these two, Summer and Abby, who are +2s onto these three boys, which isn't really smart. I don't know what their game is. Maybe they can trust the boys, but why would they turn on Daisy and Geneva and exclude them from the vote rather than trying to include them in the vote for their own? Didn't they realize the damage control they'd have to do? Didn't they realize that leaving Daisy and Geneva out of the vote would then in turn force them in a tribe swap or in the future to come over to this side? Because these two are the two precise people who were talking to me and Addie and Megan. And what do you think they're going to do when we have a tribe swap or a merge? They're going to flip. They're going to flip over to our side, and they're going to be on my team because I treat them better like humans, because I like them. So take that. Now, here we go. Now, as you know, Sean's coming into the game from, you've pretty much known for a while now. Sean's an unknown. We don't know where Sean's going to go. We don't know what Sean's going to do. Sean could decide with anyone at this point. So he's like something we can't really decide. But if we want the double idol, so in Derek's Sneak Advantage, there was Sean's number, knowledge of a 14-15 swap. The swap will be Saturday, tomorrow, and a double idol if Derek and Sean make it to the merge. Now, if Derek and Sean make it to the merge, Derek, I don't know how this idol works. I think he plays it. One part of it has to be for himself, and part of it has to be from somebody else. If it's not for Sean, likelihood is it'll be for me. So, or for my advantage, because guess who saved Derek? Guess who knows about Derek's idol? He still thinks he has another idol. I hope he plays it. I don't hope he doesn't give it to me because I'm not going to play it because it's fake, but that's another conversation. But the point is, Derek has power, and then I can leverage with Derek. I can use Derek. I can trust Derek because we have a mutual friend. I believe that I can trust Derek a little bit more than most of these people on the board. And Derek's a Hufflepuff. He's just a good-hearted, all-American boy. And if the other tribe finds him annoying, as Jack said they have, great. I don't. I'll take him. Give me all your unwanted goods. I will use them to destroy you. So here we go. Yeah, tribe swap. So here's the deal. As you know, Erica found the idol. She found the idol in front of me, Austin, Megan, and Addie, the 5 of us. That doesn't make a 5, but it makes a 5 of people who know that she has the idol. The only reason Mike wasn't there, probably, well, we all kind of ran into each other by accident. We didn't plan to go hunting for the idol together. But the reason Mike wasn't there is because Mike was getting stitches. Remember when he injured himself? So, but I highly suspect that Erica has already told Mike, as she should have. and they are tight. They have a bond from what I suspect that Austin is not really letting me into. I don't know how tight these two are. I don't know if Austin has any mysterious secret ties. I don't think so. Look at that face. Look at that face. Can we just appreciate this boy for a second? Look at him. Look at this cutie. Anyway, I don't think there's anything more. That I think everyone's being real with me, at least on my own tribe, but except Erica. Erica's really hard to read. Erica's super filtered. She's such a fan, and she's hiding it. She's watching me like a hawk. She knows the game I played the first week. She doesn't realize how ahead of her. I wouldn't say ahead of her. She doesn't realize how evil I really am. She thinks I'm this naive little kid who, if she doesn't control, if she doesn't watch every step, I'm going to go and do something stupid. But really, I'm the mastermind. So here we go. Everyone in this tribe, except for Derek, knows that she has the real Zeleny idol, which is going to come into play, I'd say fairly soon, because they're gunning for her. They don't like her. I'm not going to say and repeat what they've said about Erica to me, but let's just say I can use that to my advantage. I don't feel the same way. I like Erica, but I know that Erica isn't being real with me. Erica hasn't pledged herself to me. And this is what I'm going to say when I vote her out. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. So you should have said, Hannah, I have your back 100%. I want to go to the end with you. The moment we first talked at Starbucks. Okay? Great. That's why you're not going to make it to the end. Damn, that was so cocky. I hate that. But not gonna wood. But here we go. Back to the. But that's how I feel. Like, she had the chance to pledge her loyalty to me, like Addie has, and like Megan pretty much has. Megan and I are in the same boat, so I know, and I like her as a person. I like Addie as a person. They both care about me as a person. So does Geneva. So when people care about me as a person, and they ask how my day is, they want to hang out with me outside of this game, I'm pretty sure I've got an idea of what game they're playing. Because look, it takes effort. It takes effort to hang out with these people. It takes effort to take time out of my crazy life to hang out with them. But I want to. But do you know who doesn't want to? Other people that don't want to? These 5. Supposedly, I don't know if this is true, Geneva said that Nassan texted Summer and said, hey, I'm with the girls. How are you? Whatever. Reached out to Summer. Summer never replied. And then proceeded to vote him out. Doesn't sound like the smartest gameplay to me. At all. I'd convince the person that, oh, I have your back. I'm excited to work with you. Or something along those lines. Whether honest or not, you can make the choice, but here's the deal. To ghost someone is inhumane. Speaking from experience, it's gross. Don't do it. Respect people. Dignity, bitches. Here we go. So, as I said, tribe swap. Erica. Derek doesn't know. Why it's great that Derek doesn't know and that they won't tell Derek. She won't tell Derek that she has the idol because she doesn't trust Derek. At all. Because she's super paranoid and I'm using her paranoia against her. Because guess what Derek has? He has my fake. He thinks he has the real idol. But he's not going to tell anyone. Guess what? Because that's going to put a bigger target on his back with the double idol thing that the entire tribe knows about. So he's not going to tell. And it's not going to be known until that fake is fake. Probably until he plays it. Or he gives it to somebody else and they're like, this is fake. So I'm excited because he's disposable. And I love you, Derek. But the more disposable people I can have in this game, it's great because I have options. And I'm one step closer to winning, which is the goal. When the tribe swap happens, it's happening this Saturday. It can either happen in two ways. So we're going to have two tribes, or two tribes of 7, or 3 of 5. This is if we're at 15. So if Sean came into the game, so we drop our tribal, one of these lovely, lovely people went home. And we all get together before the tribal. Luke's like, drop your buffs. And then if Sean comes into the game there and picks from the same pile, we are swapping into 3 of 5. But if he says, drop your buffs, and we separate into 2, what's happening is we're going to have a double. Okay, listen very clearly. We're both tribes, if it's 2 of 7, both will go to tribal council, or the one that loses will go to tribal council, and then Sean will come into the tribe that voted someone out. Because I know that Luke really likes to have, or any producers, it just makes, as I was putting on a TV show, I'd want to have a double tribal sometime in my season, and you have to have a double tribal before the merge, which we're getting really close to the merge because right now we're at 14 people after tomorrow's tribal. So it's very close. So here's the deal. 3 of 5 means there's 3 tribes, meaning we're probably going to have majority on one, and we might have control of majority on another, depending on how Erica uses her snake advantage. As you may recall, Erica's snake advantage is that she can switch places in a tribe swap with anyone. So she can use that to put herself in the minority, she can put herself in the majority, she can make a majority, she can separate 2 people. So let's, like, for instance, if she wanted to separate like an Andrew from a Jack on one tribe, she could swap with one of them, she can do whatever she wants. The only thing is she probably only has so much time to think about it, and she's not, and I don't know if she's going through all of the scenarios that could take place. But one thing's for certain, I don't think Erica's the kind of person to put herself in the minority or stay on a minority, in the minority on another tribe. So she will ditch any of us to get onto the majority because it's in her best interest. So keep that in mind. But we're going 2 of 7 or 3 of 5, and then Sean's coming in there somewhere, and big wild card, because if we do a 3 of 15 and if we do a 3 of 15 and it goes either way, like we're at 7-7 right now, tribal, if we're going by tribal lines, which is a very, Jack's not playing the game this way. It looks like Austin, Erica, and Mike want to play the game that way. I want to get out people that are going to kill me before, I want to kill them before they kill me. I want to get out the biggest threats before they can get out me. If anyone's saying my name, they have to go. They have to go. There is no other option but winning. There's no other option but making it to the end. I will see my brother at the family visit, or I will die. Hooray! So, what's my ideal tribe swap look like? Glad you asked. Here's the scoop. She'll vote with me. She'll vote with me. Derek will vote as I tell him to, or whatever saves his ass. Hopefully, whatever it is will be in our best interests. Wild card. Mike, Austin, Erica because we have this faux tribal, like, we're so strong thing going on, we're probably all going to be united in our vote. They may even throw a challenge. So if we swap and one tribe has majority Zeleni members, they've even pitched to us, to the group, throwing the challenge so that the minority Zeleni don't get sent home, so that they can vote off of Maroon 9. So it's tribal lines to the point that they're willing to sacrifice their own game and go to tribal council to vote off Maroon 9, which I think is okay because I don't know any of these guys, and they haven't really, except for Geneva, Geneva and Jack, they haven't reached out to me and they haven't been talking to me. And henceforth, if you don't want to play with me, and if you're not going to play with me, get off my fucking playground. Right? So, if I got stuck with anybody on the other tribe, now, I like Geneva. I know Geneva would probably have my back. I don't want Mitchell on my tribe. I don't want to have to play with Mitchell. I just want him gone. If I can talk to Jack tonight, and like, I would beg them to send home Mitchell just so he's gone. But also, Mitchell could serve as such a great shield because he's slimy. People know he's slimy. He's just, like, we know he can't trust him. So what do you do when you can't trust someone? You vote them out. He knows too much about me. He thinks I'm intense. I'm not intense. You call this intense? But I'll be damned if Mitchell is going to ruin my game. So if he doesn't go tomorrow, he's got to get. I feel like Daisy, once she's rid of that idol, she's so disposable. The only power she has in this game is that idol. That's it. So flushing it is a priority. It's a big priority. Geneva, she's great. I want to work with her. I've said that several times. It's true. I put Abby and her dog up there because the dog is probably what's going to get her to the end, because people are weak and they see a dog and they go, wow. And she's tapping in to their hearts. This is a tactic. This is a strategy. Look, if I could go to the store right now and get a puppy, if it would take me to the end, I'd get a puppy. But I'd be damned. Like, keeping her in the game because she's a puppy? Come on, guys. Out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. They seem like very smart girls to me. So at the end of the day, which doesn't mean that these guys aren't smart, but they're smart in that they trust me and they want to work with me. I can manipulate them. Well, not manipulate them, because that's not a very nice word, but we're working together. I don't know that they want to work with me. They probably see me as a threat. Jax told me that people on this tribe view me as running the game over here, which may or may not be the case. You decide in the comments if you think I'm running the shit on Zeleni, if you think I'm running the shit in this game. In the comments below, let us know. And who knows? You might see some results next episode. Back to the board. I have no interest of working with these two. If anything, they're disposable threats. I need to put all of my hype. I need to hype them up so much that I effectively protect Jack and throw these guys under the bus so that Austin, Erica, and Mike never say, wow, Hannah talks to a lot of people. You think Hannah is a threat to win this game? That's the goal. They need to have their energy so diverted on harmless threats like Derek big, just former players like Sean, messes like Mitchell, Daisy, and these three, protecting my mans, these three, so that they don't look over at this gorgeous picture of me. And they don't go, wow, Hannah's beautiful, sexy, and dominating this game. We need to vote her out. It's not the goal. Can't let that happen. Now, some of you may be asking, why are you working with Jack? Why not just stay in your tight Zeleni tribe? It looks like it could get you really far. If you flip on them too soon, it might hurt you, right? Correct. I can't flip on them too soon. The moment I flip on these two, flip on any of these three, the other two remaining will go, ah, and they will ruin my name, depending on how obvious it was of a flip it was. They will tarnish my name for the village, and they will have me out. I don't want to be out of this game. I want to stay in this game to the end. So, that being said, I can't go to the end with Austin. If I go to I think I could make a great speech against Austin. If I go to the end with Austin, it has to be, look, I brought the best to the end. He's not a goat. If I'm bringing goats to the end, I can't bring Austin. He's not a goat. He's smart, he's intelligent, and he's super likable. He's a sports analytics major. He's so, yeah, I can't. Mike's going to go sooner or later. He's just not, I don't see him making it to the end. I just don't think, with all the attention he's gotten, with all the attention he's going to get in challenges, people are just going to be like, ooh, Mike's a challenge threat. Mike's this, Mike's that. Just, that's another great person to throw. Erica. As I said earlier, don't trust Erica. Erica has to go. So the question is when? Who is the biggest threat in the game despite tribal lines? Well, a threat can be a threat for several reasons. A social threat. A social threat is someone that has lots of friends. So who has lots of friends? Well, Geneva talks to everyone. That's known. I mean, I didn't draw lines because I think it's a lot. I think she DMs people on Instagram and she actually asks them, hey, how's your life? How's your classes? She cares about people. If people let that affect them, which I think is easier on an island to do, to really play into those heartstrings, not on a college campus where we don't, where it's like, I just want to win. That could be really effective. Another social threat. I have done the bare minimum, and I have talked to almost everyone. Everyone on my tribe, which is a given. If you're on an island together, if you didn't talk to one of your tribe mates ever, like not a word, you wouldn't survive. You have to talk to everyone. Everyone. Does that put a target on my back? Perhaps, but it's a good target because I'm doing hard work. I'm doing the bare minimum. So yes, fellow castaways that at this point, when you're seeing this, I played the entire season with you. If you are not talking to everyone, you have not played this game. You have not. Second type of threat, challenge threat. Someone that wins a lot of individual immunity challenge. Now, the immunity challenges for tribes so far have been very weird in that they've been all across the board. You can't measure someone's strength as, like, we've had one active. We're going to have an active tomorrow. We don't know what it's going to be. But if we look for runners, I think he ran cross country, soccer player. Sean looks like an athlete. I think he's an athlete. Derek, not so much. But look, Addie and Megan won that active challenge for us 2 weeks ago. single-handedly, those two, and had nothing to do with their strength or with, any physicality. It was just they were really good at working together and balancing it. So you could make an argument that they're challenge threats, but the real challenge threat is going to come and be evident in the individual immunity challenges when we get to that. But if I had to speculate now, I'm saying I think that these three, as athletic young men, probably have it in them to do lots of aerobic challenges. I have the will and the desire and the determination to do good, but will I? I don't know. So, social threat, challenge threat, then we have goat threat. Here's my favorite part, and I apologize to my friends on Syrvivor Syracuse, who I'm going to call out right now, but the goat threat is, if you haven't watched Syrvivor, a goat is someone you take to the end because they're not going to beat you. Here are our fellow goats. I am surrounding myself with lots of goats. Goat, 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 goat. Potentially a goat kind of is revealing more to be a player. Goat. Might be a goat because he's hated. So a goat can either be someone, Erica might be that if she stabs a lot of backs on the other tribe, if she's mean to them or whatever they think of her, she could be a good goat for me. Goat is, for whatever reason, someone that is not going to get votes. So someone that hasn't played the game, someone that has just kind of been a sheep goat. So someone who's kind of just followed another person around, just kind of listened to them. Someone who hasn't, like I said, hasn't made moves, hasn't done things. Someone who hasn't really won individual immunity challenge, hasn't ever been considered a threat, or someone that is that was a threat, was a wild card, was a flipper, but everyone hates them, which sucks, because who wants to be that? Jack. Some people are okay playing the villain. I look to Stephanie and Amanda and people like Denise for guidance in my days of darkness. I'm a villain, but I also like making genuine connections with people and caring about people and caring about what they think and keeping my options open because it's in the best interest of everyone. I care about people. Sorry that you don't. And those are our goats. So the tribe swap is tomorrow. I think I want it to be 3, so I don't have to go to tribal sooner. Best case scenario, the difficult thing in this game is that going to tribal, not fun. Losing, not fun. It puts my game in jeopardy. I don't want to be in jeopardy. I want to ride the end to the end all night long. Like, I want to just be there. But the most satisfying thing is pulling a catastrophic blindside on someone you've wanted to get out day one. So we'll just have to see. But I will tell you, I'm not going to rocks, and I don't think throwing a challenge is in my best interest. I think I want people to draw rocks for me. I want people to throw challenges for me to save me. I want people to give me my idols, but am I going to do any of the following? No. No. So that's the tea. I'll bring this back in future iterations. It's going to change a lot between by the tribe swap. It's gonna be very messy because people will then, if Mike and Summer on the same tribe, they may form a tight bond, and then they have to conflict with the bonds they have. But it's going to be essential to connect all the dots, connect all the faces, connect everyone's individual motives together to figure out a blindside, a flip-flop, anything before it hits me. Because staying 10 steps ahead in this game is what is going to get me farther. Because I didn't anticipate to be a social threat, but I'm a social threat. I'm a strategic threat, and I'm going to outplay or die. I am going to, I've been lying since the beginning of this game, so I don't have any resorts about the outwit. And then in terms of outplay, outlast, it's only the 4th tribal. We're just hitting the first tribe swap. We're not even at merge yet. And it's so scary. Jack and I literally met up and talked about it for 3 or 4 hours. This is my life. This is my life now. And I have to do whatever it takes. I have to give up my sleep. I have to give up my time. I have to give up my freedom. I have to give up my grilled cheese. I have to give up my food, my drinks, my social life for these new friends of mine who I'm ultimately going to backstab. And that's tough. It's a very, very tough game. But if you are not here to play it 100%, go home. Case A. Send Mitchell home.